It's officially official. Lonzo Ball is a Chicago Bull. I'm Ross. Bro, this is our tourist fan club. We've been doing this. Sorry, I had to cover my face because I'm sweaty. Had a long day, bro. I streamed for 4.5 hours tonight, guys. And if you weren't there, that's all right. But you missed some fun times because we watched the Lonzo Ball signing happen live. We watched the Alex Caruso signing happen live, which we'll get to. But this is our tourist fan club. Once again, I am Ross. Get a shirt. Ourtouristfanclub.com/shop. Get yourselves a shirt on sale. I need to shave this. But man, I am just so excited, guys. This has been such an amazing outpouring of excitement and support for our Chicago Bulls, and you just absolutely love to see it. There is a newfound appreciation and excitement for what the Bulls are building right now in Chicago and what Arturas Karnisovas and Mark Eversley have been trying to prove to us ever since they were hired, that they came here to make the Bulls a legitimate NBA franchise again. The goal was always to get us back to the playoffs. The goal was always to turn us into the major market that we are and we should be. And so that's what we're looking at here, is a major market team acting like a major market team, going out and spending money on a guy that they need, right? It's not, oh, we had meetings, we had free agent meetings, and it, too rich for our blood, not going to sign that guy. We talk about the guy all season long, but just didn't work out in the end, didn't get our guy. They got the guy they've been targeting since the trade deadline, probably before then too. And you know what? They gave up pennies. All right, it was a 4-year, $84 million deal. I think it was a player option on the last deal for Lonzo Ball. A little bit more than we had discussed right here on our Tourist Fan Club just a week ago. But listen, things could be way worse. We got our guy. Let's run through it real quick because we have to get to Alex Caruso too. But for Lonzo Ball, the Bulls trade Tomas Satoransky, Garrett Bartholomew Temple, shout out to the GOAT, and a second round pick. In a sign and trade, Lonzo Ball agrees to the 4 years, $84 million. He is a Chicago Bull. He posted it on Instagram. His agency announced it. Obviously, the Chicago Bulls can't announce anything quite yet. They have to wait until, I think, tomorrow when things can... I don't know when things can officially be announced. I know nothing can be signed until August 6th, but I don't know when the official announcements can start to be made. Either way, it is officially official as far as I'm concerned. I've seen enough. It's happened. It's happening. Shout out to Gar Forman, special advisor to the New Orleans Pelicans, who, by all accounts, just had no interest in bringing back Lonzo. It was like for a few days there, it was like, well, what if the Pelicans match? What if the Pelicans don't want to sign and trade to the Bulls? And then all these reports started coming out yesterday that were like, the Pelicans want Spencer Dinwiddie, the Pelicans are interested in Reggie Jackson, the Pelicans are interested in Kemba Walker. It's like they'll go after anyone who isn't Lonzo Ball, which it might speak more to the fact that Lonzo had no interest in staying there long term. Obviously, they saw the writing on the wall. They were ready to move on and try to get something for him. They got a veteran point guard in Tomas Satoransky. Garrett Temple is a very versatile piece. He goes on to another team, another notch in his belt. He's been on so many teams in his career. And shout out Garrett Temple, man. I got nothing but respect for that guy. But for us, this is a big fucking deal. All right. And like I said, I keep saying we'll get to Alex Caruso in a second because Alex Caruso plays into this too. But Lonzo Ball is an elite playmaking defending guard, which we didn't have last season. If you guys remember, our guards last season, they scored a lot of points and that was about it. And that's no disservice to Zach LaVine. I think that he has some ways to go in terms of his defense, but he's not as bad as a lot of people are making him out to be. Having a guy like Lonzo next to him is going to make his job a million times easier. Okay? Zach LaVine in his career has never played with a player like Lonzo Ball. I think people are undervaluing how important it will be for Zach LaVine to play with an elite playmaker and elite defender. And this is what ties us into Alex Caruso, because I feel like this was the move. This was a move that a lot of people were like, what? When they saw it come through on their phones. And I at first I was like, what? A lot of money. Listen, Alex Caruso is going to make about $9 million a year. The initial reports was that he's getting the mid-level exception, which is, basically something that allows us to go over the cap without affecting it in order to sign a player for teams that are already over the cap. So listen, if you're concerned about the Alex Caruso signing, I need you to take a step back and realize that he is one of the best defenders. Not even just I said he's one of the best defending guards in the NBA. I mean, his advanced defensive stats have him in the same company as guys like fucking Rudy Gobert. It's just true. You can go look it up. He is one of the best defending guards in the entire NBA. He shot 40% from 3 last season. He has championship experience. He's been on finals teams. He can distribute the ball. We're talking about an elite sixth man. Obviously, the memes are funny. He's memed for a reason. He's memed because he actually plays really good basketball. He doesn't look like a guy that plays really good basketball, but he does. He plays taller than he actually is. We're talking about a guy who can get up and block shots from the guard position at the rim, mind you. The easy comparison is Kirk Heinrich. That's the easy comparison, and I feel like it's totally appropriate. He's going to do all the right things, and he's going to play really good defense. He's going to be a savvy veteran, and once again, he's going to bring championship DNA to this team that desperately needs it. Okay, him and Lonzo Ball are going to make Zach LaVine's life so much easier. Obviously, they will make everyone's lives easier on the Bulls. Lonzo Ball is going to make Nikola Vucevic's life easier in the pick and roll. Lonzo Ball is going to make Patrick Williams' life easier on defense. Alex Caruso is going to make everyone's life easier on defense, and in fact, but Zach LaVine playing with an elite defending backcourt, and not only Zach LaVine, Kobe White too, because Kobe White's still on this roster, guys. Kobe White didn't get traded. Kobe White's going to start the season injured, but Kobe White is going to be holding down a second unit with the likes of Alex Caruso and Ayo Dosunmu, two elite defending guards who can also make plays and who have scoring chops. So Alex Caruso is going to be a legit sixth man right off the bat. And who knows? I mean, Billy Donovan likes 3-guard lineups. Who knows? I don't know. Maybe you put Pat at the 4. And as a mid-game rotation, I talk about mid-game rotations a lot because starting rotation is one thing, but mid-game rotation is important, and finishing rotation is probably, your closers are probably more important than your starters, honestly. I know the Bulls had issues starting games last season, but at the end of the day, you need to be able to close out games, which is one of the things that we struggled with the most last season and the season before, was having a lead and not letting it slip away. So our closers are going to be key. Alex Caruso will play important minutes for this team. Lonzo Ball and Alex Caruso will form an elite defending guard rotation. Same with Ayo Dosunmu. Zach LaVine is working on his defense. There's a ton of playmaking there. There's a ton of shooting there. So much versatility. We talk about versatility all the time. Arturas Karnisovas and Mark Eversley value versatility in players. They like guys that can switch. Think of the switchability of having a Patrick Williams and Lonzo Ball starting lineup. Okay, Lonzo Ball can defend 1 through 3. Patrick Williams can defend 2 through 4. That's a lot of switching, my friends. And I think Patrick Williams still has the potential to develop and progress into maybe a small ball 5. And this was a discussion I was having. We spend so much time talking about how Patrick Williams models his game after Kawhi Leonard and could one day, become the Kawhi light that we all think he could be. I think the guy he could develop into is already on the roster. I'm talking about Thad Young. I'm talking about Patrick Williams developing to a point forward role who could maybe play small ball 5 because of his rim protecting ability and shot blocking ability. Okay, so we're talking about a player who is 19 going on 20 years old, who has long ass arms. He's lanky, he's tall, he's switchable and strong. It's not that he's lanky, he's long and he's strong still. We saw some of the blocks, we saw some of the flashes last season. Just imagine Patrick Williams taking, him and Thad Young have been working out together this offseason. Imagine him taking on that mold of because he has passing ability. We see it with Patrick Williams. He has the ability. He just needs to work on the aggressiveness. He has the vision. He has the ability. He just needs to work on the aggressiveness on offense. And I think that he could develop into a Thad type of role for this team. And I don't want to let Thad go necessarily. We still need to figure out the front court. That is still an issue that will be addressed. Lauri Markkanen is going to be traded at some point. We're waiting to see what that ends up looking like. DeMar DeRozan is still an option. I know there are a lot of Bulls fans out there that are concerned about the DeMar DeRozan fit. I'm of the opinion that I would be happy if he came to Chicago because good players will figure it out, and I do think he's a good player, but I understand the concerns, and I think they're valid. My friend Dean actually was mentioning Danny Green. He kind of got me on the Danny Green bandwagon of a 3-and-D championship DNA caliber player who can elevate the rest of the team. So those are options. We still need to figure out the front court. Keeping Thad Young is super important. We were able to acquire Lonzo Ball and Alex Caruso without giving up Kobe White or Thad Young. Okay, let's keep the perspective on that, because we had this discussion a week ago, and I'm like, well, I think you might have to give up Kobe White to get Lonzo Ball. You didn't have to. You declined the player option on Ryan Arcidiacono. You traded Tomas Satoransky, and you traded Garrett Temple, who was an unrestricted free agent anyway. Okay, the Pelicans got something out of it. They needed to get something out of it because they were going to let him walk anyway. But the Bulls made some of the best moves on the first day of free agency. I'm willing to say the Bulls won the first day of free agency. There are a couple teams out there that made some good moves. The New York Knicks are interesting. They're making moves that aren't horrible, but aren't great. And it's like, I understand the move. I don't understand the length of contract and the money. The Celtics are big losers right now. I don't know what's going on with them. The Heat are probably the next biggest winners after the Bulls. The Heat are going to have an elite defense this season. They locked up Jimmy Butler. They locked up Kyle Lowry. They brought back Duncan Robinson. There's shooting right there. That'll be a good team. That'll be a really good team in the East. The Hawks, I don't know what's going to happen with John Collins. I look through everything through kind of an Eastern Conference lens because that's our competition now, guys. We are a playoff caliber team. Okay, so when we start talking about moves that the Bulls are making, we're going to talk about them in the context of how they will fit into the playoffs in the Eastern Conference. We're done talking about, maybe they'll get the 8 seed. We're talking about a potential top 5, top 6 seed in the Eastern Conference. This roster with Vucevic and Levine was already, in my opinion, vying for a 6 seed. Now I think the expectations maybe get a little higher. I think our sights get a little higher. We want to win a first round matchup, right? We want to win a first round matchup. I think that's a fair thing to ask from this team. So that's what I want to see. I want to see some more front court depth. There are a couple names being kicked around. Andre Drummond is a name, but I don't want him unless he's taking a veteran minimum contract. There's a couple other names that, JaVale McGee was a guy, but he got locked up. I'm gonna get an idea tomorrow of what's going on with the Bulls, because I have reason to believe that we're gonna wake up to some news in the morning based on everything I've heard. So you might be watching this in the morning and this might be outdated information. But for now, I don't want to talk too much because shit is still in the air. Shit is still moving. Things are fluid. But you guys, Bulls Nation, you guys should be so ecstatic right now. And I feel like I've almost done a disservice because I spent 4.5 hours talking about it on the live stream. I spent the last 2 weeks talking about all this stuff. We didn't see Alex Caruso coming necessarily, but the Bulls were interested in Derrick Rose. The Bulls made an offer to Derrick Rose. He ended up going with the Knicks, so we went with Alex Caruso, and might have made the better decision. Derrick Rose might have forced our hand and made a better decision. Love Derrick Rose from the years past, but today, I just feel like having the championship DNA, the defense. Derrick Rose doesn't play defense. We got fucking Zach LaVine to be our clutch shooter. All right, we're guard heavy right now. We are guard heavy. We have some financial moves to make. We've got to figure out the future of Lauri Markkanen. And we've got to figure out some wing/front court depth. Ideally, a backup center and a backup wing would fill out this roster and have me feeling very good going into next season. but we will save that for another video because all of this can change so quickly. And by the time you watch this, this might be totally outdated. So stay tuned for more, guys. Thank you again for all of the support. I hit 5,000 subscribers, and I cannot be more appreciative of the love and support you guys have shown me lately. Just so ecstatic about the future of our Bulls. So ecstatic to be able to make this content for you guys. I'm blessed. Honestly, I know it sounds stupid. I know it sounds sappy, but I am blessed. If you guys want to support me directly, the best way to do that, buy a shirt, buy a mug, arturisfanclub.com/shop. That is the best way to support me directly. If you want more Bulls content, you can also subscribe to the Arturis Super Fan Club. It's $4.99 a month. You get exclusive videos, early access to videos. You can request content. There's polls, there's emojis, there's badges, there's all kinds of insider perks for the Super Fan Club members. And once again, if you support me, if you like what I do, that is the best way to give back, so that I can keep giving back to you. Everything that I get from this, I put right back into it. So any money I make off of this, it goes into upgrading my equipment. It goes into the time that I spend on all of this. It's everything that I want to do with my life, and I cannot appreciate you guys more for all the support. So I'll leave it there. But thank you guys again. We've come so far. We really have. This started a year ago, over a year ago, as just kind of a meme, and it's taken on a new life. And it's true, bro. In Arturis, we trust. This is the guy. The guy changed my damn life. He doesn't even know I exist. Well, I have reason to believe he does know I exist, but he doesn't know what he's done for me necessarily. And I hope he doesn't find it creepy, because what a blessing. Thank you guys so much again. We will talk very soon.